Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Elenite Levine from the ISC. I'm taking over for Steve Meisinger as your host this afternoon. So thank you for joining us. We're excited to have with us Eric Novik, an options trader, statistician, software entrepreneur, and founder of New York Options Traders, as well as co-founder and CEO of Volatile. Eric is currently in the process of launching Volatile, a cloud-based options analytics platform for retail and institutional traders and risk managers. Before co-founding Volatile, Eric was Chief Technology Officer at a Silicon Valley firm and developing interactive electronic filing platforms for state courts and self-representing litigants. Eric is currently working on an MA in statistics from Columbia University. He's received his MS in information systems from New Jersey Institute of Technology, as well as a BS in computer science, economics major from SUNY Binghamton. Eric is also a member of the American Statistical Association, the New York Academy of Sciences, and the founder of New York Options Trader. I'm going to turn it over to Eric.
Thank you. Thanks, Elenite. How am I coming through?
Very well.
The audio okay? Great, great. Well, thanks everybody for joining us for this this presentation. We're going to be talking about trading FX options, and I need to give you a couple of disclaimers first. And before I do that, though, I wanted to put my email address up on the screen. If you can see it there, it's eric@volatile.com. If you have any questions that you don't get to ask or I don't get to answer during this presentation, please feel free to email them to me. I'll be happy to address them, especially if you think it really sucked and you want an hour of your life back. I would like to know that. So please do send me comments. As we go through this, I may not see all the questions, so I'll probably try to get to them if there are any towards the end of the presentation. Okay, so without further ado, everybody knows that options are risky. This is a standard disclaimer. Also, anything I say here should not be construed as a trade recommendation. Enough said. Okay, so here's the outline for the talk. I'm hoping that we can get through this in a reasonable time, no more than 40 minutes or so. And we'll start, actually, quick introduction was about myself. I'm not going to cover that since Elenite has done too much of that already. We'll take a look at the nature of spot markets and FX and FX option markets. And they're a little different from other markets, and I wanted to kind of run some comparisons and talk to you about, you know, what are different and what is the same about these markets, and also we'll say a few things about the ISC's currency options. And what I really want to get to, though, is this idea of understanding different volatility structures in foreign exchange versus things that we may be used to a little bit more, like equity indices. And that's where I'm going to try to talk to you about what types of things are working or not working in FX options. And we'll always try to compare it with something else, because I think that's when you really get to appreciate the complexity and the finer points of what makes FX option strategies special, if you will. And if we can accomplish that, I think that'll be enough. So let me jump into it. I will skip over my bio, and let's start talking about the FX options market and FX market in general. So the spot FX market is actually traded through a network of dealers. You guys may or may not know that. It seems like it's trading on an exchange when you actually sitting in front of the terminal and you see these electronic screens. They're electronic networks, but they're not. There isn't a central exchange for those things, and so a lot depends on the dealer that you're trading with. So you have to be kind of careful in selecting who that dealer is. Sometimes they do very, very funny or not so funny things to you. So do research. Who you're dealing with when trading options. So in particular, FX options. So that's an interesting subject because there's an enormous amount of foreign exchange options that are traded out there, but it's not traded. Most of them are actually traded over the counter. And what I wanted to just show you just how big that market is. So this table, I've highlighted the foreign exchange transactions. Those numbers are in billions of dollars. So if you look at foreign exchange contracts and options, December 2009, there's over $9 trillion in notional value. And notional value just means that if everything went to hell, this would be the risk. It's not really a good measure of risk, but if you look at the December 2009 gross market value, about $340 billion. So it's enormous market. And the problem is that you don't really have access to this market unless you're working for Citigroup or a large hedge fund that trades in these over-the-counter markets. So what the exchanges like ISC are doing, which is great, is trying to list some of these products on the exchanges and allow the rest of us being able to trade FX options in a way that hedge funds and some of the other institutional players trade these securities. Just a word about how these things are structured. These are all USD denominated. They're pure index products. There's no cash equivalent for them. The exchange listed European style. You also can trade them as spreads, meaning that they actually get filled as a spread, or not at all, right? So you don't have to take the leg risk. And it's mostly the examples that I'm going to use today will be on the euro, so USD EUR or ticker EUI. And this is sort of it's an inverse of what you see quoted in a EUR USD currency pair. So if you just do one over that, that's basically the value that you would get.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.isc.com/podcasts.